Right then, welcome back. Today we are going to do race 3 of the World Modern 1000 Cup, and we're at Oulton Park and we're going to go for the 2014 Yamaha R1. Now, I've used this bike before and it's a bit of a sod, but we'll come on to that in a minute. Qualifying, 2.5 tenths down. Bike couldn't get the setup right on low fuel, so I just went with something that I wasn't falling off all the time, and that's where we ended up. Nora Newman is miles ahead on performance points on the Ducati, as is whoever else is in front of me. So we're on a slow bike that likes to wheelie all the time, that is quite heavy on fuel and doesn't really put a lot of energy through its back tyre. So this one had the potential to be a little bit chewy. And in my normal style of being a bit daft, I went to try and keep up with everybody at the start and, well, make a bit of a mess of it. You'll see. So 3 corners in, and we've run wide and we're off, and we're in last. And the AI were in no mood whatsoever to just let me kind of drift past them and just work my way back through the field. Every single place was a battle. It required a lot of thinking about what was happening, where I was faster, where they were slower, what lines they wanted to run, and into the 2 chicanes, Britons and Hislops, I seemed to have quite a big advantage. I could get past at least 1, maybe 2, if the bikes were quite close together, coming out of the chicane up the hill, and then into Hislops again. I just seemed to have more pace on that bit of the track. The bike was very good on the brakes, very stable. What it wasn't so good at was coming out of the corner, getting the power down. It just likes to wheelie a lot. So rather than trying to beat everyone with power, I was starting to have to think about where I was much faster so I could get past them and not have them coming back past me. What I was also very aware of was Nora Newman, because she is miles in front, 7.5 seconds at the minute, we're only done 4 laps, but she was using a lot of fuel. She's down at 75%, I've still got 82, so I was kind of hoping, and this is where I feel I'm getting much more, what's the word I'm looking for, much better at looking at what the game's doing and kind of going, we are nearly halfway through the first stint, and she's using far too much fuel, like way too much fuel. So I was hoping that she was going to pit twice. So we carried on, and she's not really pulling out much of a gap, so I know I'm holding at least reasonable pace with her, and we've been it again. So all that hard work we've just done, we now have to do again. We are now 11 and a bit seconds behind the AI, putting up a fight. Don't know why he decided to put up that much of a fight, because it didn't end very well. But I could slowly see the gap to Nora Newman just going up by a couple of tenths a lap, and then I'd get stuck behind somebody for a lap and a half, and then the gap would go up again. So there was quite a lot to think about, quite a lot to manage. So 15 minutes in, and top of the screen, Nora Newman pits. She's gone in. So she's used all her fuel up. She's decided to call it quits and gone in the pits. We've got 48% left. So she stopped after 15 minutes. It makes sense to reasonably assume that she's going to stop again in another 15 or so minutes. So I was quite happy that she wasn't my immediate threat. It was the other riders, the Isaac Burns and Andrea, I'm not even going to try and pronounce that, in third. By the time a lot of the pit stops have come and gone and everything else, we've got 15 minutes left. I've still got 50% fuel. I thought, if something goes wrong, I need enough time to be able to get back to the front. So I flicked the bike into power mode, and the intention is to pit, leave the mediums on. The mediums are working absolutely fine. The bike feels okay. Go with a full tank of gas and just leave it on power mode and see, and keep everything crossed, that Nora Newman decides she's going to go in the pits again because she's got no fuel left. And by the time the pit stops have done, we are 20 odd seconds behind her, and we don't have a massive gap to Andrea in third place. There was another mistake from me at Britain's, into the chicane way too fast, panicking a little bit about the fact that Nora Newman's not been in the pits. I'm now 25 seconds behind. She's pitted. Now, there's only 4 minutes left, 1 minute 30 a lap, so a maximum of 3 laps. Me, I'd put 25% fuel in the bike, stick some softs on it, and just come back out of the pits and try and go as fast as possible. The AI put a full tank of gas in, so I'm panicking, thinking I'm never going to get round and past before she comes out of the pits. However, I did, because she just sat in there filling the petrol tank up to the brim, which was a bit daft. And that is pretty much how it stayed. Nora Newman's in 8th with 86% of her fuel left. Not quite sure that's a great idea. Yeah, we've got enough of a gap to second place, as long as I don't fall off, which I do have a habit of doing. Tyres are starting to go a little bit cold. I'm not pushing very hard. We don't have a massive penalty. It's just a case of being nice and sensible on the last lap, let the time run down and not fall off. And that's it, done. The job is a cod. And that is 3 done, 3 down, 2 left. And that was quite good. I was a bit concerned that the bike wouldn't be quick enough, but with a little bit of a sensible approach and not panicking that she was off 20 odd seconds in front, made it a little bit easier. Thank you very much for watching. I really appreciate it. Leave me a like, subscribe, a comment, and I will see you next time. Stay safe. Peace.